much at all. But I saw something brand new that popped up today all over the place on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere.
What do you got?
So Ronda Rousey, apparently you're in her new memoir.
Again?
Yeah, I'll just show you this article
in the first
here.
one?
I don't know.
Of playing fucked up mind games.
That's the title. I didn't read the book, so I don't know. But it says,
The
Ronda
book
Rousey.
just came out, or this is old?
No, this is new.
This is a new one.
It literally started popping up today.
How the
I saw
hell
a
am I
bunch.
gonna
So I don't know if you want to talk
Great
about
in
this or
that
not,
picture.
but
She doesn't look like she's aged a minute.
No.
Look at that.
She looks great.
Her mom
Yeah.
has great genetics too, though.
Jesus, she looks fantastic.
anyway.
There's a couple of quotes.
My ex thrived on playing fucked up mind games with me when I had a fight coming up, and instead we hide that we were dating so he wouldn't be labeled Ronda Rousey's boyfriend.
Hold on. By mind games, I mean maybe going MIA, like just not.
As Travis headed into the matchup, I pretended it wasn't personal. Then that is until it was on live TV and I lost my goddamn mind, screaming at the top of my lungs, "Get him, Travis," while punching the arm of the person on the couch next to me. That's fair.
How's this news in a book? Yeah, I'd be.
I mean, it just started popping up like crazy today.
Really?
Yeah.
But didn't the book come out like a month ago, though?
I don't even know, dude, to be honest.
How's this news? What do we date? 14, 13 years ago?
When Travis knocked him out at the end of the first round, I didn't think...
TKO, to be fair.
Yeah, that was true. That's true.
Ground and pound.
Yeah.
Okay, first like, keep going.
Yeah. I didn't think it'd get any more gratifying. My ex covered up on the ground while Travis pounded away on him. The referee waved the match over. Then Travis towering over the crumpled, semi-conscious body
It
of my
wasn't
ex.
unconscious, and also wasn't crumpled. I was in downward dog, okay?
You were on your tummy. It was a dominant position. You were dominated by the bearded Viking.
Hold on, but no one's saying that. I was not crumpled and semi-conscious.
Nope.
Yeah, I was fully
he
conscious.
leaned down and whispered something in his ear. His words were indiscernible to the camera, but I swore I could hear Travis's voice saying, "Ronda says fuck you." That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ronda!
That never happened.
No?
No.
No, but he did whisper in your ear. I don't know what he said, but I remember him looking there, whispering, and I don't think you could hear it. I don't know what happened, but...
Yeah, I don't think he said Ronda says fuck you.
Didn't he come to your dressing room and say, "I'm glad you're okay"?
In the back, yeah.
Yeah, he said, "I'm glad you're all right."
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, I have no issues with him.
No, he's cool.
How's this new?
It says it was shipped April 2nd.
It's not news, just what happened. It's her life. It's how she felt. It was the emotion she was going through. I will say this about...
I'll say. Can I speak on this?
Yes.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
I'll say this. If I wrote this is the difference. If I wrote a book, she would not be in my book. That's not like an event in my life that I would put in a book.
Well, I think you always said, I've never heard you say anything but really great things about her.
Love her. Have no issues with Travis.
I think that's important.
Now, the way the media treats her, I think, is not fair, but some of it's justified by the way she treated the media and, some of the comments she's made. But, people forget what she did for women's MMA. And there would be no female MMA fighters if it wasn't for Ronda for a variety of reasons. Yeah. From the way she looks, her skill set, her mindset, the way she competed. Like you're talking about an ultimate competitor.
She put women's fighting on the map.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and that's Dana, shortly before Ronda came on the scene, went, "Women will never fight in the UFC." Then he sees Ronda, he's like, maybe they will, because she's a savage. And people want to talk about, Kobe mentality, dude. I'm sure Kobe was a savage. There should be Ronda mentality.
Yeah.
Savage.
Well, I remember you always looked up to her in a way, just
savage.
Her mindset and her winning.
Yeah, savage. But again, I'll say this, if I write a book, which eventually I'm sure I will, that and this isn't a knock on her. Maybe, I don't know what the book's about. Maybe if it's love interest and her past relationships, then that makes sense. I'm in the book. But my book, her and Travis wouldn't be a highlight of my life. It's just not, that wouldn't make my book. I'm flattered, I guess.
Well, I think that's Ronda's a bad motherfucker. Ronda's bad.
It depends how you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. I either way, I think it is what it is, man. Relationships are relationships, and
but to bring it up,
everybody has
14 years later.
It is what it is.
I mean, but she has kids and obviously worked out and like, it's life. Like we weren't a match. So like when she says mind games, no, it's not mind games. Like the mind games came from, in all honesty, her camp. Like that was the trouble she had. And that's a whole nother issue that she can address. I have nothing to do with that. I didn't train at her camp. I don't know the code. I did nothing. I have nothing to do with that. Mind games, I guess when she means mind games, that would mean I wasn't into it. It wasn't a match.
It just wasn't a match.
So and you were around during that time, and you knew this. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. Love the girl as a friend. Well, but when it came to that, I'm like, dude, it's just not. She's not my person. I found my person. She's not my person. So it's like, it's not a match.
I remember you wanting it to be. I remember
we tried. It's just not
wanting it so badly to be your person.
It's just not
because you loved everything about her, but sometimes in life, it's just for you. It's just not a match.
No,
for you,
it just wasn't.
It's not there.
And again,
I've had that before.
And it doesn't mean she's a bad person or I'm a bad person. We're just not. Yeah. It was never going to work.
I remember that so well.
And I had to have that conversation.
I remember you calling me.
It was awful.
You were like,
awful.
I remember it. I remember you said, I want so badly because I like everything about her. I love everything about her. She's such an amazing person. I said, you got to go with what your heart is what your gut tells you. That when you decide to marry somebody or make it your life, that is not a rational decision.
No.
Like you can look at all their accolades and all their stuff. I think when you choose to make it that person your person, this is how I feel about my wife. I don't know why. I could give you all her awesome qualities, but I don't know why. One day I looked at her and I went, you're the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like, you're the one. I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I can't bottle that.
You just know.
Yeah, you just know.
But in the last conversation, last words I ever said to her, I said, and, told her how I felt, told her it's just not going to work. Clearly both upset. And I said, and you will never talk to me again. I know you, and we will never talk again. And we've never talked again.
Sucks.
Never.
Not a single word.
So that's kind of wild, though.
It's not, though.
But then you never talk to her again, but like you said, like kind of popping up in a new book.
Yeah, but
she's not talking to me. Yeah. Like, she's not, I'm popping up in the book like that, and that's in a negative. Like, that's to highlight Travis and her and what she was going through. I'm sure it's like her last few fights, dealing with camp.
Yeah, you were mentioned.
Getting, her relationship with Travis, how that started. And then I'm in that story, I assume. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, and then she explains that. Like,
I also think it's hilarious. I think what I love about it is that she goes, I could have sworn he mouthed Ronda says fuck.
Maybe he did.
Poetic justice.
Maybe he did. Yeah, maybe he did.
Well, in her mind, it sounds like in her mind that's what it did. It didn't say he said that because I don't believe.
Maybe he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember asking.
And if he didn't?
I remember asking you.
And if he didn't?
You were concussed. It's like it wasn't like you were hearing.
Wasn't that concussed? Yeah. But even if he did say that, maybe he did. But even if he didn't, if I'm writing a book, I would have made it way worse than that. Mm-hmm. I would have exaggerated way worse than that if I was going to sell books.
Forget all that. I remember when you got in that ring. I was with you every day for that camp.
Yep.
I remember when you got in that ring and you were like, I've done everything I can. You were all ready. And I swear to God, when I saw you, because your head was so in podcasts and you had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, which is
I was making more money doing podcasting.
The famous podcast with Rogan. And he said that. And I remember seeing you were across from Travis. I looked at you. I swear to God, you looked like you had just woken up from a nap. Your hair was a little messy and you were like this. You were squinting and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And I think I was with Tim Tebow at the time. Tim was there. He was watching with
Tim came to the
Arlovsky fight. Okay, that's right. That's right. But I remember seeing this. And
I was ready for that fight. I don't think that's fair. I was ready for that fight. I was ready to go. I just, Travis was just better. Like, people forget, like, Travis fought Cain Velasquez. He fought Verdum. Like, Josh Barnett. Like, Gonzaga. I just remember, like, we had a training partner I thought was similar size, and he wasn't. Like, Travis was so big.
Oh, fuck. I remember
he
had that wide stance.
His athleticism and his basketball background, like, he's a fucking nightmare. It couldn't be a worse matchup. Also, it made no sense either. Like, I was coming off a loss, and then you pair me up. Travis ranked number 3 in the world, so it didn't make a lot of sense. If I put my tinfoil hat on, I could give you some reasons why that fight happened, but I'm not going to, okay? I'm not going to do that right now, but...
Okay, so that was Schaub responding to Ronda Rousey trashing him in her book. Did he say that eventually he's going to write a book? Is it going to be written in crayon? Is he going to try and finger paint it? I feel bad for the ghostwriter. He has to get to do that. And he kind of even admitted in there the exaggeration he would do to try and sell books. He didn't really deny anything that Ronda Rousey said in there. And as for the head games thing, when he said, well, he would just go MIA, it's kind of a head game. He didn't deny saying that he didn't want to admit to the public that they were dating because he didn't want to be known as Ronda Rousey's boyfriend. He didn't deny saying that, so I frankly don't care about any of it. But the main reason why this was even brought up, if you notice, because even Schaub, when Chin brought it up, was like, wait, didn't her book come out like a month ago? Why is this news now? And Chin said, well, it popped up everywhere on YouTube. And it's because I dropped that video about it. Because you got to remember, since they're appealing the lawsuit, they're still watching everything I do on YouTube. So Chin saw that video on my YouTube channel and decided to bring it up to Schaub. And he probably saw them talking about it on the Fighter and the Kid subreddit as well. So it was huge news to them, and they just had to talk about it and address it, which I'm glad they did. But like I said, he didn't really deny anything. And by the way, if Schaub wrote a memoir, the publishing company would make him put in a Ronda Rousey story, or else why else would they want him to write a book? I don't think Dummy understands that. People don't just write books. You have to find a publisher that's willing to publish it, meaning you better have good stories with celebrities in them in order to sell books. And let me assure you, if Schaub wrote a book, there would be an entire chapter on Ronda Rousey in it, in freaking finger painting. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments.